Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And that's what we'll do, attack and dominate here on a Thursday. I'm Tito, Bobby Carpenter to my left. On the other side of the fake glass, Bodie Wells. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got a big show lined up for you today. Bobby, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing well. It's first day of school now behind us, rearview mirror.
Yeah.
A little worried about daughter first day of middle school, but seems it went okay.
Sure. My daughter told me she wasn't going back to high school. I said, that was your day, dear.
Good.
Have a good day at school. I'm not going back.
Nice.
Listen,
I respect that.
Listen,
A conscientious objector. Why not?
I'm not looking forward to when she goes to high school. I've been through it before, but I'm saying it's not.
Well, my oldest son, he didn't have to go yesterday because
that's right. There's freshmen.
If you're in middle school or high school
right.
and you've been there at that current school for a year, you didn't have to go. So.
Yeah, just the sixth grade went yesterday. Seventh and eighth will be there today for her. Same thing with the high school. Yeah, where if you were new, you knew you had to go.
A newbie.
A newbie, yes. A rookie, yes. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Well, I'll Breer on later on. Lots of NFL talk today. We got a lot to get into today. The Reds beat the Phillies yesterday, Bob, 8-0. Reds off tonight. Host Brewers Friday. Guards fell to the Marlins 13-4. They play tonight again at 6:40 in Cleveland. Both the Reds and the Guardians are one game out of the wild card spot.
There we go. LFG.
Hunter Green.
Yeah, Hunter Green had a great game.
Brilliant.
Yes, in his return. This is like 94. I thought the Reds and, at the time, Indians had a legit chance to meet in the postseason in the World Series. I'm not saying that'll happen this year, but I love the fact that we don't know.
It's not going to happen, though.
No, but that doesn't mean. But I love the fact that there's a possibility that they both get in.
That'd be exciting.
Go on a run. That'd be to have an all Ohio. I don't know what they would. I guess they would call it. Like there was Subway Series. There was the I-70 series when the Royals played the Cardinals. And I don't know what they called it. If they call all Ohio or something more clever than that. Would it be 71 series?
I don't know. They might call it the General Sherman series.
We could do that too. By the way, the Ohio State men's basketball program announced their 2025-2026 non-conference schedule. Came out finally. The conference schedule will obviously come out later on, but that's out now. They got they start on November 3rd. The big games. They got Notre Dame on Sunday, November 16th. I didn't even think about that with you, Bodie, when I read that. They've got Grambling State they play. They also have the North Carolina game coming up.
Double dip with Grambling State. I love that.
Hey, by the way, App State, November 11th. Who knows, right? Who knows?
And the kick is blocked.
Right. You could have that also. But
that was beautiful.
It wasn't. Bobby, I don't. Okay, I'm not.
I remember watching it live. It was amazing.
You watched it live?
First game ever on BTN.
Was it really? First game ever on BTN?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh, shoot. Who was the former commissioner? Jim Delaney?
Yeah.
Yeah. Legend. How many people could find that game when it was happening? Probably not a lot.
Not a lot, yes.
Those who did.
Yes.
They'll be champions.
We will have Albert Breer on later on this hour. And like I said, we got a lot of NFL stuff going on. We'll talk about that as well. Right now, though, Bob, if you're ready to make me smarter, some of the listeners smarter, Bodie already knows it.
We win, you win?
Yes, we win, you win. Oh, I got to talk to you about that guy. Here we go.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, take it away, General, and educate me.
It is August 14th, the 226th day of the year. $1.39 remaining. Yeah, wait, it's like you said, September 25th.
That's the day.
I think that is the day where we start running downhill roads.
The music died.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way,
I watched, I did stumble into the office yesterday, and it was the one, they start out, it's the cold open, and they're all in the break room getting some brownies, and Kelly grabs two, and Ryan's like, "You're getting two?" He's like, "Well, I'm going to get one's for Toby." and Mike's like, "Ha, funny, you're going to send it to Costa Rica? That'll be great."
Oh, he's back in the annex, Michael.
You should go take a walk back there. Funny, Jim. Really funny. He doesn't know, does he? No. He has no idea.
Why would he?
Oh, it was so good.
That's Bosses 101.
It was very good. Very entertaining. This date, 1848, the Oregon Territory, or at the time they called Oregon, is organized by the act of Congress.
Oregon, they called it?
Oregon, yes.
I didn't know that.
They used to call it Kentucky. At least that's what I learned from Last of the Mohicans. So Daniel Day-Lewis, his pronunciation in that, I'm going to take it for what it's worth.
You should.
I mean, he's a method actor, so he got in a time machine and went back to really lean in on it. This date, 1893, France becomes the first country with motor vehicle registration. Boo. That doesn't sound very good at all. No one likes that. This date, 1935, FDR signs the Social Security Act creating the government pension system. First of a bunch of stuff that started coming down there. This date, 1959, the first meeting and the founding of the AFL, the American Football League. I think there's 4 teams from the AFL
that are still around.
They're still in the NFL.
Probably the Jets are one of them, right?
Bingo.
I think the Chargers.
I believe that's another.
I think that's correct. Are the Cowboys?
No.
They were the Texans or Chiefs, maybe I guess the Chiefs. Okay, they were the Dallas Texans, and they moved to Kansas City.
And there's one
more. Broncos?
I think it's the Bills.
It's the Bills? Might be.
I think so.
Yep.
You can usually tell it's the teams that were like the all-white, like their old school uniforms.
Yep.
Are usually a little bit more flashy, like the old Jets. Like they all kind of have some similar looks to them. I want to look that up just to make sure, but I think it's the Bills. This date, 1965, "I've Got You, Babe" is released or hits #1 by Sonny and Cher.
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
They say the love won't pay the rent.
They do, yes.
Especially
Once
when
the money's all been spent. Yes. Yes.
It's a tough deal.
Oh, God, Sonny and Cher.
I mean, those two, I knew they were going to make it.
R.I.P.
Sonny. Yeah, I was just say Cher's still alive.
No, Sonny's still alive. Well, Sonny and Cher were dead a long time ago, but Sonny is.
I thought they were. That seemed like they had the chemistry. At least that's what they told me in The Wedding Singer. So yeah.
Say our love won't pay the rent when the money's
with the Buckeye Cruise. We originally did a recording of a number of songs, and Spielman and his wife Chris and Stephanie did a duet of that.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, she was a much better singer than he was.
Well, Stephanie was a saint.
Oh, it was amazing. And then they had us break out and we did sing a little couple lines apiece of Hang On Sloopy, so I was in that. I had a CD of it at some point.
Did you
I don't
really?
know where it went. I mean, I'm doing the Buckeye Cruise for almost 20 years, so at the beginning of it, they were doing CDs.
Now you feel old saying that.
Did
you say out loud? Say out loud.
I
You
used
feel
to
old.
bring my iPod on it, so and I wasn't married when we started, so I mean, it's crazy.
Lots happened since then, Bob.
A lot has happened since I said I got married and have had 4 kids. Still going, still running strong. This date, 1971, Maggie May is released by Rod Stewart.
Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. You led me away from home.
I remember the first time I heard that song, Bob.
Really?
Yes.
Feels like the first time.
It was much later the song was released. It was 1983. I stayed home from school. What's that? I don't know why you just chuckle on that one. Anyway, 7th grade, and I was listening to QFM 96, and they were doing. It was on a Tuesday. God, I can't believe I remember this stuff, and I can't remember what my wife wanted from the store last night. But they did QFM. Used to something called 2 for Tuesday. They would play 2 songs in a row by the same artist. I remember them playing this one.
Who doesn't know the 2
for Tuesday? Right, exactly, and that's
we
why
should start doing 2 for Tuesday.
How are we going to do that with two guests or 2 takes? What are you going to do? We got
2 chicks, 1
you know
cup.
What? Let's do it. No. Don't look that. Don't. Trust me. Don't look that up. No, Bob. I'm telling listeners right now, do not look at that. But we could workshop this and talk about it Monday.
I want to make a correction. There are more than just 4. We did get Bills, Oilers, Jets, which were the Titans at the time.
Right, New York Titans.
And Dallas Texans / Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Broncos were
Falcons?
also...
No, Falcons were
Broncos were also one. Did you mention Chargers?
Yep.
Dolphins were 66. The teams that were in 60. Boston Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Bills, Oilers,
Okay.
which are still the Titans now.
Love you, Blue.
Patriots, Bills, Oilers, Titans, Texans, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders, which I forgot.
That's right. The Raiders, yes.
I forgot the Raiders were in there. Bengals were added in 68, and Dolphins were added in 66.
All right.
So those two were later, but all of the original AFL teams still around.
Yeah.
And even the two that were added in as well. Little nugget for you there on this date in history. This date, 1993, the Yankees retired number 44. You know who that was?
Yeah, it's Reggie.
There you go. Reggie.
Not a
and
nice
it was
guy.
Reggie Jackson Day in New York.
There's certain things that I was brought here for, obviously to deliver power, drive in runs, and take some of the load off some of the other ball players. No one said that the Packers bought a pennant when they signed Grabowski and Donnie Anderson and those kind of people. No one said that people bought teams or bought pennants when the free agent basketball thing was going on. No one said the Jets bought an entire league when they bought Joe Namath. No one said anything about us when we bought Chrissy Everett to play for the team in Phoenix. So I think if you want to get angry or pick up, you can say anything you want to say about anything. But nobody said the California Angels bought anything, and they got 3 free agents.
Look, I don't like Reggie, but he was a great showman, Bob. He said at the time.
Better than Jerry Jones? The greatest showman.
Yes. Wow. He said,
let's not go too far.
If I play in New York, they'll name a candy bar after me. And sure enough, they created the Reggie bar.
Well, some of that might have been a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Might have been, but
he
they
asked
gave it
for
away one day at a game. They gave everyone a Reggie bar when they came in, and they had to pause the game at one point because he hit a home run and they threw a bunch of Reggie bars onto the field.
So it wasn't good?
It was good. No, they still, just like we can't have bad day anymore either.
What is this? Hockey? They're throwing squids and hats out there and stuff?
Well, or it could be WNBA, but we're not going to talk about that. That could have been a different thing.
That probably is closer to the Reggie bar, I would imagine.
They did, Paul. It was a knockoff. It was a Snickers knockoff.
Got it from Bat Day. If
it
you're
could be.
Throw bats on the
if you
field.
go with the bats at all, I can't believe how much we were stupid back then and trusted people.
People actually threw bats onto the field?
I don't think they threw bats, but it seems kind of.
I could see there'd more be fights in the stands.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they threw bats on the field.
It's kind of a billy club.
Irresponsible, though.
I used to have that. My dad used to keep one of them on the inside of his car door.
Yes.
He's like, just in case.
Why
He's
not?
Like, you
know.
Swags always talks about it. Gas station ready. Waffle House ready.
Small bat ready.
Little Caesars hot and ready.
Yep.
2007 High School Musical.
Ooh.
The soundtrack, number 2 is released. It's number 1 in a week. And then this date, 2015, yesterday was your guy Fidel's birthday. The U.S. Embassy on this day, 2015, 10 years ago, in Havana reopens after being closed for 54 years down in Cuba. Some birthdays today. Oh, I can't wait to hear this clip. Not the actual Doc Holliday, but I'm pretty sure R.I.P. Both of them are gone now. Val Kilmer portraying Doc Holliday, born in the state in 1951 or 1851.
I didn't think you had it in you.
Yes.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. Fight's not with you, Holiday. I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember? I was just fooling about. I wasn't. And this time, it's legal.
Oh, gosh.
Did you ever see Real Genius?
I don't even know what that is.
That's a movie with Val Kilmer early on in his career.
Oh, listen, he has 2 of the most iconic roles you're ever going to find with Iceman and Doc Holliday. And it's funny because he's only in the first Top Gun for like 10 minutes of the actual movie.
Is that it?
Yeah. And it goes back to Tom Cruise's, the advice he gave Glenn Powell when he auditioned for Rooster, they gave him Hangman. And Glenn Powell talked about this. And he goes, you know what the secret to success is in this industry? It's like, not the role. He's like, you find the best movies and make your role great. And Glenn Powell's like, because that's all I needed to hear from him to get it going. So pretty sweet right there. Wellington Mara, as we're talking old AFL, one of the founder of the New York Football Giants, born on this date, 1916. His son John still running the team. David Crosby, one of the founding members of the Birds, born on this date, 1941.
Everything turn, there is a season, turn, and a time to every purpose under heaven.
How about that?
Shark's so old, his kids listen to that song. Go ahead.
That's not very nice.
I love Shark.
Is there anything,
We're in the Shark Tank.
I mean, is there anything that encompasses the 70s more than...
That's it.
I feel like the Birds, like they're right there.
I can see them in bell bottoms.
Jim Morrison. I feel like that song was in Forrest Gump. I may be imagining it, but it seems like it should be.
If it wasn't, it should have been.
Steve Martin, funny man, turning 80 today.
That Fox bar was really something tonight. It was no difficulty to see many swinging Americans enjoying each other a great deal.
And there is a thing I will tell you. The two most swinging foxes had the hots on for us and are coming here tonight to let us hold on to their big American players.
Why not? There's nothing preventing them. After all, there's no other pair of Czech brothers who cruise and swing so successfully in tight slacks.
We are two wild and crazy guys.
I'm going to tell you now.
Okay, so that's him and Dan Aykroyd, correct?
Him and Aykroyd in Saturday Night Live.
Okay, that was in SNL. I didn't know what that was from.
They had a thing. I think they did it numerous times.
Wild
like
and Crazy
Guys.
Is that what the skit was?
Yes, that's what it was. They were two Czechoslovakian guys in the United States who really thought they knew American culture and would do that. Now, but I'm telling you, Steve Martin, a genius. If you ever go back and look at his old stand-up.
You talk about how he made it. It's pretty remarkable if you heard his story.
And by the way, he looks the same now as he did 50 years ago.
He had a full mop of gray hair when he was like 25 and just leaned into it. And he
did.
Looks the same.
He one time came out on The Tonight Show and for early on in his career and said he decided he knew there was like a new genre he wanted to tap into. He said, I've got comedy for dogs. And he brought 5 dogs out on the stage and told dog jokes to see how they would react. Incredible. Like it was innovative. You got to go back, watch all the old Steve Martin stuff. The dude was a genius. He's still a genius.
He was very good how he worked at everything. I had read, I don't know what book I was reading, and they talked about his story of how he made it.
Yeah.
And what he did. And like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just some of these guys who were successful just had everything kind of stacked against them and worked and kept on working and then found their niche and exploded. Turning 66 today, the host of the Magic Hour, winner of 5 NBA titles. I don't even know what we have of him. I was hoping it's something from the
honestly.
I'm hoping it's something from the Magic Hour.
That'd be
Mr.
great if it was.
Irvin Magic Johnson.
You won championships in 80, 82, 85, 87, 88. Which one was the most special to you? Or which one still to this day gets you kind of tingling?
I'm saying 80.
Well, I would say, like I said, 87 gets me tingling. And I watched that probably the most.
You were unstoppable in that series, by the way.
You know, listen, people don't know this. Pat Riley came to me and he says, Buck, I need you to score more. I said, did you ask Kareem? Did you talk to Kareem? He said, yeah, I talked to Cap. He good with it. I said, okay, because if you want me to score more, I got to shoot more.
Right.
And so then I ran out and I started working on my post game.
Okay.
See, before that, I didn't really post up a lot. So I worked on my post game because I said, okay, I know I'm gonna have smaller guys on me, so let me work on that. And then I went to Cap. I said, listen, man, teach me that hook. So he taught me how to shoot it. So I added that to my game.
I hated him. He
was good.
Love him now.
He is one of the most charismatic guys. And like what's awesome is to hear him and Bird talk about their relationship and going back and forth in the games and how they battled. Yeah, how they had immense respect for each other as well, which is it was awesome. Like, you can hate each other on the court and still be friends off and have that fierce competition. But that, I mean, to me, that was the pinnacle of the NBA when you had those guys. And there was two, like, diametrically opposed, Boston and LA, and just the way they played and stylistically, and it's funny because Bird and Magic probably had fairly similar upbringings with like Michigan and
Indiana, yeah, Midwest, yeah.
But then they go to like the coast, and then they're just identified with that.
That Lakers Celtics 30 for 30. You've got Mark Wahlberg narrating the Boston side and Ice Cube narrating the Lakers side, that's exactly what it was back then. And you couldn't like both of them. You had to hate one. And now I think everyone loves both of them.
Yeah, it's because the guys
I do not
are authentic.
like the Lakers for whatever that's worth.
It's fine,
You're
but you
too young.
But you can't dislike Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Yeah,
like he's a good like how they speak so deferential of each other.
Yeah,
like that's what's endearing. Like when you hear him get up and talk about, like, I practice every day to beat you because you were the you hear him go back and forth at their Hall of Fame speeches and everything else. Like that to me was what made it awesome.
And the way they talk about how they became friends, because it happened because of a Converse commercial where Converse wanted to shoot a commercial at Bird's house. And Magic and Bird did not talk or really like each other before that, like very much. And
I heard that they were talking about joining a super team.
So Magic comes out to French Lick, and that's how they first started to bond a little bit. Bird's mom made lunch for them that day when they were doing the video shoot for the commercial, and that's how they started to become closer. But Bird did not want to like Magic. I said, I can't like you. I want to hate you and beat you.
Plus, they had the college rivalry going back to
college
Michigan
rivalry
State and Indiana. In Indiana State, you couldn't like write that script.
Oh, it's perfect.
And then the fact that they win 8 titles between the two of them over a decade, and they're playing almost every year.
Yeah.
Like going back and forth. And that was back before you could see every game.
Right.
I mean, that was a big time. I remember when I was really young, my dad, like, we were sitting down and watching him. And then when Jordan came along, the Pistons, and Jordan, and my dad was like, well, I remember the Cavs beat the Celtics, and it was Reggie Lewis's last.
When he got
before he died, a heart attack, and Larry gave the last shot to Reggie, and my dad was pissed, and Reggie missed a reverse layup, and he goes, "Well, I guess that's it for Larry." Like he knew who
when
the
Larry
guy
gave
was.
the shot, yeah,
and he thought he goes, "Well, I thought the Celtics were the only team that could beat the Bulls," and he goes, "I guess maybe the Cavs, or maybe I think the Cavs can." And then, unfortunately, they couldn't as well. But it was just those memories and moments coming back. There's a movie, Bodie. You probably find it now on YouTube, called Larry Bird, a Basketball Legend. It's pretty good. We have it on VHS. I don't know where you would play that. If I could probably find it at my parents', and it's probably been worn to hell because we used to watch it all the time. But it's unbelievable talking about Larry Bird's upbringing, how he went to Indiana, left because of Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One of the greatest basketball players ever goes to one of the most iconic coaches ever.
Can't play for him.
Can't play for him.
I can't do this.
Couldn't play for him.
Yeah.
Crazy town. And that's our Magic Johnson segment there. Turning 59 today,
also
man.
Also a great name, Magic Johnson.
Oh,
We can have a lot of fun with that. Well, go ahead.
Big Bad Magic Johnson.
No,
maybe we could have got the Donald Sterling
We
clip.
could have a lot of fun with that one, just so you know. But go ahead.
Big Bad Magic
a lot
Johnson.
of nicknames for other people.
What's he done?
Yes, right.
He's got AIDS.
I saw on a T-shirt one time, I don't play basketball, but I do have a Magic Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. There we go. There we go.
It's amazing.
Yeah, at the
time. Donald Sterling clip is amazing.
Oh, the Sterling is just, yes. Is he R.I.P.? Sterling? He's dead, isn't he?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think he's still with us.
Is he really? That's too bad.
I think he's too evil. The evil dudes always live a long time.
I don't.
You look at any great supervillain. They don't just die.
We lose Robin Williams. We have Donald Sterling still.
Of course, that's the trade-off.
That can't be. He's still alive.
He's 91. He'll be 92 next April.
He'll probably live to 110.
I'm not trying to kill the guy, but I wish we had Robin Williams. I'd make the trade.
Of course, you'd make anybody. There's a lot of people you'd trade Donald Sterling for to bring him back.
Lord.
I mean, my goodness. What are we talking about?
Now I'm depressed. Go ahead.
This will make you feel better. It might be depressing with how old she is, but I did try to find a fairly recent picture of her, and she is still throwing high heat. Halle Berry turning 59 today.
He was a good kid. He was a really good kid. He was so good. He loved me. He really loved me.
I don't understand.
That's Monsters Ball.
Boomerang, we should
He
go
was
on.
so fat.
She was so good, Boomerang.
You saw how fat he was. I don't care what I brought in this house. He just eat it up. I don't care what it was I brought in here. I bring some Popeye's chicken. That boy eat the whole thing before I even get a chance to get me a bite of the chicken. He just eat up. He would eat his little ass off. You ain't never seen nobody eat like. He would eat candy, gumballs. He make me take him over up there to the Super Kmart, and he put them quarters in that gumball machine.
Yeah.
He had to wait till he get the red gumball. He always had to get the red gumball.
I never saw Monsters Ball.
There's some iconic scenes in Monsters Ball. Came out when I was in college. Halle Berry, native of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and married to David Justice.
Went to Cuyahoga Community College.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's what the Yankees think of you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, his reply should have been, I'll tell you what Halle Berry thinks of me.
He wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom. And
What?
that's one of the reasons they split. He wanted a stay-at-home wife.
I could have probably worked something. You probably could work something out in that.
I would think, look, I tell you, Boomerang, great flick with her and Eddie Murphy. Love should have brought your ass home last night.
She was good in the X-Men movies,
Oh,
too.
she was great in the X-Men movies. She was great in Bulworth.
Oh, yeah, Bulworth, she was awesome. You're right. That's a good
that
call.
was when I was first exposed
Yes.
to her. And it was her and what's his name?
We had Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Warren Beatty was great in it. She's great in it. We stumbled onto that. I remember watching that in the summer one time with one of my buddies when we
That's
were
a great flick.
in middle school,
Yeah.
high school. It was so good. It also turning 55 today, one of the founding members of Third Eye Blind, Kevin Nate actually helped me with this because he's a rock guy. Kevin Kadojian.
Say I want something else to get me through this semi-talk kind of life, baby.
One of my favorite songs. That's one of that's Rothman's go-to at the karaoke bar as well.
It's pretty catchy. Have you guys seen Game Night with Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams?
I have not.
There's a pretty good scene of her singing that song with like a gun as a microphone, but she thinks the gun is like fake,
but it's actually
real. Real. It's a pretty
Game
funny
Night?
flick. Yeah,
Okay.
Game Night.
I like Rachel McAdams and I like
Jason Bateman.
Jason
Yeah,
Bateman.
Bateman's a stud. Yeah, I love
That
Bateman.
sounds like a winner to me.
It was good.
Former Buckeye, current Patriots coach Mike Vrabel turning the big 5-0 today.
I'd like to thank Buckeye Nation because it is strong in every city I've played in. It is strong throughout the country, and everyone is proud to be an Ohio State Buckeye. We're proud to let everybody know that we are Ohio State Buckeyes. I would like to real quick thank John Cooper, obviously Fred Puckett, my coach and my recruiter when I was here at Ohio State. Most importantly, my teammates, Matt Finkus, Tom Hoyne, Bob Hoyne, Ryan Miller, and most especially Luke Fickle. Luke, funny story, Luke showed up with my parents. I came for recruiting. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Vrabel. I'm Luke Fickle. I'll be your son's host for tonight. And, you know, again, old Eddie Haskell. And I think I came into Ohio State 20 minutes later. So he did a good job, and I pulled them. But real quick, in closing, I think everybody would agree that Ohio State is never going to be one person. It's never going to be one sport. It's never going to be one award, one quarterback, one association. It's the group of us that makes it strong and proud and powerful. And I'm honored to be a part of that for the rest of my life. Thank you very much.
It's a short break, but can you call him on the break? Get him on the show? Wish happy birthday.
I'm guessing he's probably either working out, like prepping, or doing something.
It's perfect time. Breer's always working out. We talked to him.
Listen, well, we'll tell Breer's his birthday. It'll be good. Julius Jones also turning 44 today. Tim Tebow turning 38. Some holidays and observances today. It is Coloring Book Day. It is National Creamsicle Day. How about that? Financial Awareness Day. National Navajo Code Talkers Day. Great movie called Wind Talkers. Talking about that. The fact that I blew over this is crazy. Social Security Day and VJ Day as well, which was a victory in Japan for World War II.
Would that be a former Notre Dame running back, Julius Jones?
That would be a former teammate of mine.
Cool.
Also,
Yeah,
Dallas
played for
Cowboys.
A little lazy by Bodie to not know that. But
Dallas
go ahead.
Cowboys.
A little
No,
lazy.
It's a little popular
lazy.
name.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that's exactly what he was talking about.
And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, August 14th, the 226th day of the year. 139 days remaining this 2025.
Well done as always, General. Good
Yes.
job as always. Well done. Can I say well done
as
or good
always.
job? Okay, well done as always. A hold-in is no longer holding in, and thus he is no longer out. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Hugs from patients like Patrick. It's something QC Kinetics medical professionals experience every day.
I hugged them. You should hug somebody who does that for you. They gave me my life back, and I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was definitely afraid of having a knee replacement done.
No surgery, no downtime with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. They give patients relief from joint pain using their own healing properties to repair and restore damaged tissue. And the results? Well, that's why we see a lot of hugs at QC Kinetics.
Everything is back that I thought I was never going to be able to do again. I'm still smiling, and sometimes it gets emotional. I get a tear in my eye because of how I was before I went in there.
Those smiles and hugs never get old at QC Kinetics. It means patients are finally getting relief. And now, it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate for these amazing treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Oh, that sounds rough. There we go. Now we're clear.
Someone once said, if it's not rough, it's not me.
There you go. Bob.
You
James,
subscribe to that theory?
I do, yes. James Cook with the Buffalo Bills.
I was happy he got this done.
Me too. He came back,
this is an appropriate deal for him.
I think so too.
Listen, what is it? 4 for 48?
It's 4 for 48 with 30 guaranteed.
Yeah, dude, you're going to basically get guaranteed the next 2.5 years.
Right.
Like, so 3 years.
It's essentially you're locked in 2 years for $30 million. They said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he's probably going to get that third year. What is this? His fifth year coming up?
This would be it was his last year of his rookie deal, so it must be his fifth year, right? Is that what it is?
Or he was a second. He was not a first rounder.
He was not a first rounder. Yeah.
So this will be his
fourth,
third year. So they'll have him. So there's a good chance that he'll play out the entirety of that deal. He'll at least play 3 more, which will get him to 6.
Right.
And there's a chance that check that. It'll probably be an extension on top of his deal.
I think that's probably what it is also,
So
yep.
that'll take him to 8 years. But there's a good chance that he sees that whole $48 million. Maybe the last year, if he's not playing, they may ask him to take a pay cut or something. But he'll be there at least for this year.
Yep.
3 more, and that'll take him to 7. And then he'll probably be around 30 years old and like 29, 30. If you're still playing a high level,
sure.
Then finish out the last year.
He scored 18 touchdowns. This is his 4th year coming up, yes. He scored 18 touchdowns last year. And the Bills are in as much of a win now mode.
They turned it over as fast as anyone because a lot of people thought last year after they traded Stephon Diggs
right.
and they're moving guys around, they had to let some people go. And that team that they had that was really good 2 years ago had basically been blown up a little bit, kind of changed how it's structured. And a lot of this, I'd say, is a testament to Josh Allen.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That dude is a stud.
Hey, I'll do it myself.
Right.
Give me whoever. You want to go tight end heavy? That's great. James Cook will do this. We'll run it. I can throw it to anybody. And, that's a little bit of the Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes. You want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? Dude, they never drafted a first-round receiver in Green Bay for any of these guys.
Right.
Brady was never getting they had Moss when they brought him in. But
as a free agent, but it was I thought he was after the Oakland. It was a debacle.
Ironically, he never won a Super Bowl with Moss.
I know, isn't that crazy? How great they were. Oh, my God, they were so good.
over there, Julian Edelman.
Yes.
No offense. I guess, dude, Julian Edelman, he is your size.
Yeah.
Those are the guys he won throwing, doing it, and running the ball and other things. So the great ones, the real great ones, they do it with anyone. They can get it done with just about anybody. Give me a great defense and a good tight end and a couple average receivers, and if we can run the ball, we'll be fine.
Hey, great quarterback and good receiver. Great quarterback and average receivers. You could make some hay there with a good tight end also.
You have to think that Sean McDermott just really inspired the team over the last few years when he talked about how we need to come together like Al Qaeda did.
That's true. Yes, that's the kind of thing you need to lead into that.
That's almost as good as oh my gosh, I just lost his name again. Baylor's head coach.
Dave Aranda.
Dave Aranda, when he first got the job there at Big 12 Media Days, talking about the scene out of, if you're ever going to try to compare your team to Wolf of Wall Street,
right.
I would suggest an early exit ramp. It's one of us. Talking about throwing little people and just everything else. It was just amazing. And then you need to come together like Al Qaeda. Look at them. Everybody's against them. They got down in those caves and they hunkered down.
We are a team.
We were a team.
You play for the name on the front.
Whatever it takes.
There was a situation, I think, it might have been Jackie Sherrill at A&M way back when.
It's a Jackie Chan.
Where
Rumble in the Bronx.
He decided to play a quote-unquote joke on his team. And they're driving the team bus. And they get somebody in front of them who makes them stop the bus. This is all arranged by the head coach. And masked gunmen come onto the bus to kind of say, hey, we're hijacking this bus.
You got to harness that fear, Ricky.
I'm telling you, you got to go look it up. I think Cheryl. I think that was Cheryl
in the back.
I got to look. I think it was Cheryl. Cheryl's also the one who wanted to castrate a bull in front of the whole team. That was the other thing he wanted to do as well to motivate the team.
Who is this? Is this
Herb Brooks?
No, is this Soriano or not Soriano?
Which one?
From Major League.
It's the manager. It's
not the manager.
Oh no, Serrano. Pedro Serrano.
Pedro Serrano.
Pedro Serrano.
What's the sacrifice a live chicken?
Right. Yeah, they're bringing the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes. You got to read for us, Bob.
Joe Boo. Oh, yes. Listen, Joe Boo.
Yes.
Always been there for me. Help me hit the curve.
I got to look up that story.
Tell me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate. Why wouldn't they? Because they're a local bank right here in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or, heck, even equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road, Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I believe, I don't know if Jackie Sherrill was the head coach at A&M when a student comes in with his report, gets his report card and all stuff, his grades. And he's got 4 Fs and 1 D, and the coach says to him, I think you're spending too much time on one subject. Coming up next, Albert Breer, Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners, with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, he is MMQB's Albert Breer. Probably on vacation, not much going on, I think, in your world right now. Albert, thank you for joining us. I want to get this from you because you are the authority on this. I heard that Jordan Love had a procedure. What is different from a procedure in surgery?
Well, it's a procedure if it's not on you. It's it's a surgery if it's you that's going under the knife or having it done.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is, I guess, the difference in like Gen Pop versus football. One of my wife's family members, her aunt said she was having a procedure done, and I kind of leaned in. And she had a back issue. She was getting an epidural. I was like, "So you're getting a shot?" She said, "Well, I have to go in there." I'm like, "Well, I guess I had when I'm getting the lidocaine injection straight down into my AC." In the doctor's office before the game, and they have to do it in between warm-ups because it's got a 3-hour time duration so that I have like a 5-minute window to get that done before I actually head out on the field so it doesn't wear off. I guess that would be a quote procedure then as well to many people.
Yeah. I would say that if it's on you, you're probably taking it pretty seriously.
Okay. James Cook, the hold in ended, and we've still got the Hendrickson situation. We've still got McLaurin situation, the Micah Parsons. Any update on those? Are they any closer to getting done?
Parsons, no. Parsons, I think is the one that I don't know. I still, I still go on history here, and this was the same pace that you had with the Dak and CD negotiations last year, and Zach Martin the year before that, and so I still like, even though this one is a little wonky because of Micah personally and everything else, like I still think like I still have a hard time seeing Jerry let go of one of his stars, and go into a season without. Without a player of that magnitude that he had planned to have. So I think Micah gets done right before the year. Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin, I just think that those you're chipping away at them, I think they get done too. Again, you sort of look at the spot those teams are in and how, Joe put his foot on the neck of Bengals management, and they've come way up. They're well into the 30s per year. And so like the issue with Trey, I think, is no longer the big number. It's more the guarantee structure. And then with Terry is so important to what Dan Quinn has built. And you guys know him. There's no one that personifies what like DQ and AP and those guys are looking for in Washington, and won 12 games on last year in Washington more than Terry McLaurin, so I think in the end that they will find a way to get something done there. So I think in both situations, they're going to find a resolution in time. And then in the Dallas situation, it's probably more, the light turns on, like right around September 1st, and that one gets done quickly.
The James Cook, 4 for 48, 30 guaranteed, Albert. That kind of to me, that sounds a fairly good deal for both him and the team. Probably keep him there for the majority of his career. It's a deal I think that he could actually functionally play out, and it's a win for kind of both sides. And this, did they come up? Did he just kind of accept the terms? What did you know about kind of how that ended up shaking out?
Yeah, I think he was sort of looking for the moon and the stars, which he should when a deadline's not coming. So I think like he initially wanted something. I'm a mess here, guys. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
went to unscrew my water, and the cap is already off, and so I just spilled it myself. And if anybody was watching on YouTube, by the way, so this is what happens when you're 22 training camps in. The reason I was leaning into the camera is because I was tying my shoes.
Hey, I've turned my light on my phone to look for my phone before, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. It's I'm a little bit of a mess right now. Bobby, I'd say like he's shooting for the moon. I think more in the $16 million range, which is where Derrick Henry was. And he's not Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. He's a different type of back. He's not playing every down the way that those guys are. And so I think, to me, like, it wasn't in a great place in June and up until training camp. And I think the Bills had some doubt in their mind that they were going to get something done. But then he shows up for camp. And not only did he show up for camp, he's in great shape. He leads when he gets there. He is fully engaged in every drill. And this isn't like even sniffing a hold in. And, I think for the Bills, what that told them was this guy really wants to be here, and this guy, like, it's just at this point we have a disagreement on value, and I think that motivated them to try to find a middle ground with James. And I think for Cook himself, it's hard when you play that position. You know what I mean? Like, if he gets hurt this year, if he doesn't take a deal and he gets hurt this year, well, then, what's he doing? Like a 1 year, $5 million deal somewhere else in the offseason? It's a really hard thing. And I sort of think when you play that position, we saw what happened with Saquon when he got banged up, right? So I think when you play that position, you sort of have to take what you can and just try to get the very best deal you can. And I think in the end, that's what James Cook did. And it shows that even though, guys like Saquon and Derrick Henry got rewarded, the market is still, really shaky at that spot.
Yeah, if I were the Bills, I would have gone and put like Le'Veon Bell posters in his locker every day before he got in there so we could see them, to see what holding out and whatnot. I asked this question of somebody earlier in the week. I want to get your take on it. Do you think Kevin Stefanski will be the next Browns head coach to win a playoff game?
Oof, that's a really good question. Yeah, that's a complicated question. I'll say yes because I know how much the Haslams think of him, and I, I don't know. I got asked a lot about like their job stats, about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski's job stats. My answer over the last couple of years has always been, I think the Haslams had a vision for what they wanted in the franchise, in the front office, and the coaching staff, and all of it. And I think they really kind of went through a lot of half measures to get there. Okay, like now we're a numbers-driven team. No. Now we're a football team, and going back and forth between Sashi Brown and John Dorsey, and like that period where they were cycling through, Chud and Pettin and and Hugh. And I think that they finally have it the way that they really want it. So I think philosophically they really like what they've got in the group that they have right now. I think for that reason, it would take a lot for them to detach from those guys. And so as long as those guys don't bottom out, as long as Kevin doesn't lose the team, as long as the roster doesn't just disintegrate into disarray, I think the Haslams are going to be motivated to keep those two. So like, I don't know. I still think like Jimmy and Dee Haslam, really like the philosophy, the outlook of the guys they have in charge.
Speaking of that, what's the Shador situation? I mean, everybody was just blown away, which is going to happen. Prone to hyperbole after playing well in a preseason game. I tell people, I can't tell you you're going to be great by playing well in a preseason game, but if you play bad, that's a really bad sign. He looked pretty good. And now he's got the oblique situation. Everyone's making a big deal of the depth chart. Like, where do you think he plays at some point this year?
I think if he plays this year, the year went a really bad way, which is possible because the schedule is really. I mean, you guys know, you've looked at it. I mean, it looks like 0-6 is staring you in the face, right? Like with that schedule. So, I think Joe's going to start the year. I'm not breaking any news there. I think that's been the competition's been set up that way, and I think ultimately, like Kenny Pickett was probably the one that had a real like legitimate shot at overtaking him, and obviously Kenny's been banged up in camp. So I think Joe starts the year, and then there could come a time later in the year when they want to take a look at the rookies. I mean, the Shador thing is so out of control, Bobby. I don't even know how to talk about it anymore. It's like there's just some players. Tebow is this way. Obviously Colin Kaepernick, where it's just like everybody talks about them in such extremes, and there can be something in the middle. And I think with Shador, he was behind when he got there. That's no secret. He had a lot of catching up to do from a football know-how standpoint. He's way behind Dylan Gabriel, let alone the veterans in that room. And, operationally, it was hard for them to get him first-team reps because there are 10 other guys in the huddle who need to prepare for a season. And if you put somebody who isn't up to speed at that position in there, it's going to make it harder for the other 10 guys to prepare, to do their jobs and get ready for the season. And it's as simple as that. Like that's the easiest way to put it. So, what I think, the way the Browns look at it now, I can tell you this, the way the Browns look at it now is that he passed a test on Friday night and he earned to have the team put some more on his plate now. And then you see if he can handle it, so that was the plan going into this week. Obviously it gets short circuited a little bit, but that doesn't mean the guy's near starting. Now, we get to October, November, then he's going to have a lot more work done, and he's going to have a lot more opportunity to prove himself. And, maybe, we get to the point in November, December, where they feel comfortable putting him in the games and seeing what they have. But I don't think either of the rookies are going to play while the train is still on the track, so to speak.
Albert, we'll get you out here on this one. Albert Breer, MMQB, joining us here. Speaking of rookies from last year, you've got Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, obviously Bo Nix. You got Drake May. What quarterback out of the rookies from last year do you think makes the biggest leap this year?
Well, it'd be hard to say Jaden. or Bo, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
Because I think they're already sort of there as good NFL quarterbacks. I would say like the most optimism I've heard, and I've seen all of them now this summer. So I'd say the most optimism is would be surrounding May and Penix. I think those are the two that where when I go to these camps, you can kind of see with the tone that the quarterbacks are being talked about. With May, it's what he is physically, but Josh runs a complex offense. So I think the question was, how much is Josh McDaniels going to have to kind of reel his offense back in? And what they found is, in addition to the physical ability, he's been able to handle pretty much everything they given him. Now, they're not running the offense like Tom Brady, like it was with Tom Brady 6 years ago, but they are able to kind of give him a little bit more than they thought he would be able to, which I think is a really good sign for where he's at. On Penix, a lot of those guys with the Rams, right? Like Raheem and his staff, you hear a lot of comparisons to Matthew Stafford.
Wow.
And it's a lot of that, like, I'm not saying, but like the arm talent, the arm strength, the ability to get the ball downfield, the vision, the processing, like all of that, you hear these things and it's like, and it's always couched, you know what I mean? Like, it's always like, I don't want to put this on but like it's a lot of that, like, which, I mean, tells me, man, he's in a good spot. And one thing he has that Drake doesn't have is he's got a veteran offensive line that's been playing together for a long time. Like Jake Matthews and Caleb McGarry and and Chris Lindstrom, those guys have played together for a long time. So, I think Michael Penix could surprise some people because of the amount he played in college and because of what the Falcons have seen thus far in camp.
Real quick, since you mentioned Stafford, could you give us an update, on his back situation where he's kind of at?
Yeah, I would tell you, Bobby, that so I was there a week ago and just talking to people there, their whole thing is he's 37 years old. He's only got so many bullets left in the gun. And we don't want to start firing those bullets now, and this to me is more about his ability to hold up in December and January with a team they think can compete for a Super Bowl than it is about today, tomorrow, or the day after that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Look, I'm not telling anybody to like not worry about it. Like, he's an older player, and the same way I think it was fair to have concern over his elbow and his wrist the last couple of years. You were there with him in Detroit, Bobby. He took a lot of damage in Detroit. And no one would ever question his toughness. But there's wear and tear that comes with that, and I think that's what he's dealing with right now. And so, as much as he'd like to be out there practicing and working with his teammates, he's not. I just think they look at it like he does not need that work as much as he needs to be as close as we can get him to 100% before the season starts. So if there's a game tomorrow, I think he'd play. I think this is about December and January and having him ready to go. When they get there, and the one benefit they have is they're very confident in Jimmy Garoppolo's ability to run the offense. And so that allows everybody else to get good work in. So you can put Jimmy in there, and your Devontae Adams, your Puka Nakuas, the linemen there, Coleman Shelton, Rob Havenstein, all those guys, Tyler Higbee, all those guys can get good work in because Jimmy's there, and they feel like Jimmy is a starting caliber quarterback. So I think, as we get closer to the season, when they feel like it's really necessary for the whole group to have Stafford in there, he'll be in there.
When it comes to physical activity right now, Albert, every decision I make is based on how many bullets do I have left in the gun. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Thanks so much for the time, and we'll talk again next week, my friend.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
That was Albert Breer from MMQB joining us. Appreciate him always, Bob. God, I love having him on as a guest, and the insight he's got is just second to none. MMQB is a big deal, too. God, he's good. Anyway, coming up next, we'll hit you with quick hitters. Morning Juice.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Mics were off there, Bodie. We're good.
That rejoin was convenient there, though.
It absolutely was. You're right.
Listen, which would you rather hear?
Don't.
Just listen. Albert Breer tell you about the quarterback situation anywhere, or the James Cook breaking down, asking for the stars, showed up, did everything right, that got the Bills, which there is something in life where good faith negotiation. You show up and do your job really well. And then
maybe for 31 NFL teams, Bob.
Yeah. It happens that way in life too. Believe me, I've been a victim of this as well. And sometimes more recently than times than others. But you show up, you do your job.
Right.
Hey, we'll take care of you, and then they don't. But sometimes it does happen where, hey, you're asking for the moon and stars. Things get a little contentious. Then you come in, you work really hard. You're a leader. It's like, all right, well, we're not going to give you the moon and stars, but we can at least get you to the horizon.
Right.
We'll get you to the skyline. Like, we're going to get you $30 million guaranteed. Sure. We're going to get you 48 over 4. Like, that's a pretty fair deal. We're not going to pay you like Saquon, but we'll put you just below that for being everything that we wanted you to be. If you would have came in and pouted and done whatever.
Yeah.
And some of that, Bodie, in all fairness, is maybe antagonized by the owner. You show up and then deal get done.
He could get hit by a car tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he could.
I'm not going to pay a guy to be in jail also.
I once was told, in talking about doing negotiation with radio and here, and is pretty long time ago. And
4 months ago.
No, he said a long time ago.
It was longer than that.
Don't make it worse.
It depends on what you mean by long.
Yeah, it was years ago. And then the gentleman told me, he goes, we were looking over Kroger. He's like, I could get anybody out there into the Kroger parking lot to come in here and talk on the radio. They'd love to do that. I'm like, I'm sure they would. Would they do it well? I go, maybe I don't do it well, I'd like to hope that I do. I think that maybe I try and may connect with people, but maybe I don't. But, you know, you get a lot of people who love to be an NFL quarterback, too. You know, it's like with Jerry. You can get hit by a car
Anybody
tomorrow.
can rush the passer.
Yeah, we get anybody. Listen, they go down. There'd be millions of people lining up to play for the Dallas Cowboys. There would be, but would they be able to give you 60 sacks in 5 years or whatever the heck he's done?
When you said the word skyline, I thought we were going a different direction. I thought we were going to do some food talk. We're not going to do it, though. So here we go.
Good. Would you rather hear that or
no? That's just
Taco Bell.
Bodie.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good morning. He's Bodie Wells.
Happy Thursday, fellas. What was already a depleted wide receiver room for the Oregon Ducks, that took another hit this week as head coach Dan Lanning announced on Tuesday that wide receiver Jurion Dickey has been suspended indefinitely. Speaking about the suspension of the former 5-star wide receiver, Lanning said, quote, "We've got 2 team rules, and that's be respectful and be on time. There's some pieces of that where I felt like he needed a break from us and we needed a break from him."
Oh, no.
That doesn't feel great, I'm sure, but wishing him nothing but the best as far as success and want to see him get back to where he can be a contributor for somewhere. That might be here, that might be somewhere else, but won't spend any more time on that. Dickey, he's recorded just 2 catches for 14 yards in his 2 seasons in Eugene, but this is a team that lost 3 of its top 4 leading receivers from last year, and the 4th of those guys is Evan Stewart. He's expected to miss most, if not this entire season, after he suffered a knee injury back in June earlier this summer. So, Tito, it could be quite the uphill climb for the defending Big Ten champs on offense this fall.
I love that quote when he said that, you know, that might be here, that might be somewhere else.
Yeah.
That says a lot right there.
Okay.
And by the way, when he said that
maybe we'll get married, maybe we'll get divorced.
They've only got 2 team rules, right? They
Maybe
got 2
it'll get done, maybe it won't get done.
Right.
Jerry Jones.
So, this is, look, I'm starting to sour on Oregon a little bit, Bob. New quarterback in there.
4 thumbs down, the milk's gone bad.
Yes. Anyway, I am starting to sour on Oregon a little bit this year. They've a lot of losses there in the receiver room.
Yep.
And the fact that they have a new quarterback in there, but they're at Penn State this year, which is going to that'll be the telltale for me on how good Oregon is. But this is a big look. They keep losing receiver like this. The Evan Stewart thing is big also.
Evan Stewart was big.
Yeah.
And then you lose your next guy. Let me break that down for you. He has problems respecting people and showing up on time.
Right.
Other than that,
he's good.
How was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Yes. Yes.
They're a jerk to coach, and you're not where you need to be.
Yes.
So you can make some plays out here sometime. I'll tell you, and this is just looking at this and hearing him say that. My interpretation of this is he's very talented. Yep. He's a 5-star guy. Came in here. There's a reason why you haven't played yet. And that reason is because you're not where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Right.
And you're a jerk to coach. And you're probably a jerk to be around sometimes. And despite the fact you're really talented, and we're probably compensating you a lot, this was supposed to be your time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hoping that you may mature into that role. And if we kind of make you that guy, that you'll become what we hoped you would be.
Right.
But I tell people this all the time. Money, power, prestige doesn't change people. It only reveals who they are. It's like going and buying a scratch off. And when you give people more of opportunities to show themselves, you give someone who's a great person opportunities to be a really nice guy, money, fame, where they can help people and influence people in a positive way. I got to play with some great quarterbacks, guys who are awesome human beings. We were talking about Matt Stafford. He is in that bucket. He is a great human being. You see everything that he's done up in Detroit for the hospitals up there. Him and his wife are awesome people. Giving Matt Stafford $150 million and allowing him to be an NFL quarterback is only going to make him more of a good person, because it's going to give him the avenue and the vehicle to be that.
Right.
You give it to a jerk, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
So he's probably being paid well, and they're thinking, okay, this is your time. We're going to make you that receiver.
This is your time.
Their time is over. No, your time is
now. Yeah.
We've had enough. We've been drinking that milk, hoping that it was going to give us strong bones. Charlie Murphy, I give it 4 thumbs down. The milk's gone bad. And maybe we need a break from each other, saying, we can't coach you anymore.
Right.
Your teammates are sick of you.
I can't get through to you.
You should be better than what you are, but you refuse to take responsibility for your actions. And this is the problem with coaching college football. You can't, being called scared to be great. Like, you are afraid or just too lazy to actually commit to something. And God bless Dan Lanning for finally saying, I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. Can't coach him.
Can't coach him.
Can't coach him, Mike. I want winners.
Win with him.
A lot of what you just said, Bob, is kind of what String Bean said to me the first time I got let go. What's next there, Bodie?
I will say, too, just on the topic of Oregon starting over at quarterback this year. Now, though it's expected to be Dante Moore, and he was a former 5-star and everything, so we'll see if that pans out. But, man, there are a lot of teams this year that it's like, well, if the quarterback's good.
Right.
That, like, last year.
The fifths were fifths.
Exactly. I know some of these guys maybe didn't pan out the way you would have thought, but like Texas going into the season, Quinn Ewers, Ohio State, Will Howard, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, Carson Beck, so on. And so Alabama had Jalen Hurts, not Jalen Hurts, Jalen Milroe. Yep. Hurts has been gone for a minute there.
A little bit.
But even some of those, I know all those guys weren't necessarily like All-Americans, but it's like you felt pretty good about what you had. Where this year, basically every team I just mentioned there is pretty much starting over outside of Penn State with Aller and then Clemson with Cade Klubnik there. And then among the contenders, of course. Next up here, guys, we will switch to, or actually kind of stay with college football, and what is believed to be among the largest single gifts in the history of college athletics and the largest in school history. Kansas alum David Booth has gifted his alma mater a $300 million gift towards upgrading the Jayhawks football stadium plus more. Kansas plans to allocate $75 million of that towards launching the second phase of its ongoing transformation of David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium and the construction of the surrounding Gateway District. The remainder of the money will establish an annual additional revenue stream for KU athletics. They have already invested $450 million into the first phase of the Gateway District project, which included an overhaul of the southwest, west, and north sides of the stadium and a major renovation of the Anderson Family Football Complex. Bobby, the Jayhawks, they've had we'll call it a resurgence, not saying they're a national title contender, but compared to where they were, a small resurgence under Lance Leipold in the last few years. And this donation should only help things continue for the football program there.
I like this. Bill Self's probably putting his hand up saying, listen, where are we getting some more money? But this is where we're at. Like, college football drives the bus for conference realignment. It drives the bus for revenue, all the big dollars that are coming in. You have to be good at football. Basketball helps, but it's fractional relative to what football is. $300 million, man. $300 million. And so they're going to take some of it, redo the stadium. Some of it, we're going to take it and put it in like an annuity or put it in some sort of endowment. And that's going to help like give us fun stuff on a yearly basis with it. I mean, this is a huge deal for them because Kansas football has never really been great. They've had spurts where they've been up there. They've won 10, 11, then they'll fade back off. I mean, when Mangino or not Mangino.
They had
who was their coach?
You're on the right track there. I can't think of his name either, but it's
Mangino was it Mangino?
No, I don't think Mangino was it.
Was
in like 2000.
Oh yeah, it was Mark Mangino.
Mark Mangino.
Yeah,
Bingo.
There you go.
That somewhere in my going through the CTE kind of makes the the file cabinets together.
You've got CT. You don't have CTE yet. We'll add E later on.
12-1 in 2007.
There.
And they won the Orange Bowl.
And then they kind of fell.
Gosh, they could have played in the national championship game that year.
The thing was they didn't make the Big 12 championship. Missouri made it over
in
them.
Oklahoma. Maybe
and Oklahoma beat them.
Yeah, because they all beat each other, right?
And then Missouri's reward was Kansas gets to go over you to a BCS game. But they've had spurts, and they've been decent. They've had some good play. Lance Leipold done a great job there with it. If you can just make them a consistent 8-4 team, do what Matt Campbell's done at Iowa State because they were the other bottom dweller in the Big 12. And that's why the Big 12 now is tough to predict because you got a lot of people investing a lot of cash.
I believe, Bobby, June Henley, Brookhaven graduate, might be the all-time leading rusher at Kansas.
Ahead of Gale Sayers. Ahead of Gale Sayers? How about Don Henley?
Could be Don Henley also, yes.
Cousin?
I'm not sure they're related or not. They could be brother. Potentially, I guess. But anyway, Bob.
Who was the name on that, Tito?
June Henley. Charles June Henley.
He is second. Devin Neal, who just graduated.
Okay, so he broke. Yeah, I know when June was there, he broke a lot of Gale Sayers records.
He would have broke it just last year.
And there was a rookie
last year or two
leading rusher for the Rams when he got drafted. Anyway, Bob. So this is my question for you then. And, Bodie, I want you to chime in also. Do you think, that all this money, it's a huge, huge donation he's giving.
Huge.
Okay.
The biggest we've ever seen.
Do you believe
history of college athletics?
Kansas
Nobody can
will
do it
be
better
football,
than Kansas.
more football relevant in 5 years than they are right now?
No one will be more relevant than Kansas. Probably the best. The biggest. We're going to do it bigly.
Because I don't think they'll be
300 million.
Let me take a peek at the Big 12.
I don't think we will be talking about Kansas being a playoff team in 5 years.
So.
I don't think so.
But here's the question for you.
But they're trying.
Can you talk about them after Halloween being in contention for winning the Big 12? And I think if that's the case, 1 out of 3 years.
I was going to say, in the next 5, I think they'd have at least a year.
There's at least
maybe
like Colorado,
2,
what they did. Colorado this year, with 2 games left, had a way to play their way into the Big 12 championship.
Arizona State was picked to finish dead last year, and they won it and went to the CFP.
If you can, that's what I'm saying. Every hope springs eternal, and I think that's the goal.
Okay.
If you can look at this and say, hey, every 3rd or 4th year, kind of like what Northwestern was doing under Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Keep us relevant. Like every 3rd or 4th year, have a chance with like 3 games remaining to win 9. Be, 7-1, 6-2. Like, hey, if we finish strong, we can find our way into the championship game. And if we win that, then we're getting in. So just have that, keep the people engaged until basketball season is starting.
Yeah, and when they say, a chunk of the $300 million is going to the stadium and the rest is additional revenue stream, does that include NIL? Because you got a team like Texas Tech who's trying to put the best money, best team money can buy out there on the field. I don't know if it's going to work.
Well,
but
some of it might be for NIL. Some of it might also be for the fact like their offensive coordinator, Andy Kolonicki, who was really good, is at Penn State. Because you know why? Penn State probably doubled his salary.
Yeah.
So when you get good coaches, the ability to keep those guys as well.
If I were Kansas, though, I would allocate more of the money than you might expect to basketball.
Basketball's not going to. You could be the best.
I understand, Bob, but I'm
and
saying
you're still not going. It's not going to bring you in any more money.
I don't believe Kansas will ever be really a football school.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
And this is something that Rick Neuheisel and I have talked about a lot on XM. And Rick has been around this. He's coached at UCLA, Washington, Colorado. Like he coached in the NFL at the Ravens for a while. Like he knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
And our best are our conversations off air, but he does lead into he has talked about this on air, and he calls it within 5 years, a lot of these TV deals are coming up.
Right.
And he calls it the reckoning. It's like the last great realignment will happen. And he goes, that's when he believes that they're going to tell the players, get a union, do it all, because they're going to bring all the TV partners together, and it's going to be NFL light. And however many number teams are in there, that's what it's going to be. He goes, and everybody right now sees it, and they're jockeying to get to that point.
Yeah, you don't want to be left behind.
You do not want to be left behind.
Even.
And that is what I think a lot of these schools, you look at SMU, they're huge, all these places, like we need to have a place at the table.
Yeah.
Lattimore. Like we got to be there. And if we're not first team defense, second team ain't cutting it. And it's going to be like that for like the rest of the sports. And basketball is going to be, unfortunately, probably they're going to be a innocent bystander in all of this, but that's what's going to happen.
But
it's ridiculous.
I also think, though, that Kansas is one of the very few schools that just like I'm not saying obviously their players aren't going to play for free there, but they don't have to worry about basketball like that. I don't think they're always going to be good. It's Kansas basketball. Like I know North Carolina's putting a lot of NIL into their football program.
They've had some bad years
That's
lately.
True, but like even if USC could just get the head coach right and get some of their alignment right, because I think some of their AD situation and whatnot has not always been great in recent years. Like they can still be great. Hopefully not. Hopefully they suck forever. But
there you go.
I don't think but like I was going to say with Carolina, I know they're putting a lot into obviously Bill Belichick's program there, but I don't think they're doing that like it's not an either or. It can be both.
It's not expensive.
It can be both.
Like Kansas is just the idea of them not being good at basketball seems impossible. So
it does. I'm just saying though that if I don't think Kansas will ever be considered a football school.
No, they won't.
And if you never will,
right
if you're never going to be, and no matter how much money you throw at them, I don't think it's going to change.
You ever
Kansas
considering like Illinois a football school? Like
Illinois is a little bit different. Illinois, I think,
you consider Arizona State a football school?
Well, they've
There's
had
about
recent
like
success.
15 or 18 schools you'd say that school's a football school.
I don't think. I don't care if it's 300 million, 500 million. I don't think you're going to change.
I think there's a number.
There is a number.
Imagine Leipold calling the Ohio State roster today. Say, I got $5 billion. Who wants to come?
Great. Okay, somebody can do it. Okay.
Exactly.
We said 300 million right now. 75 goes to facilities. Now we're down to 225 over. And you got to think about it now. It's got to be over years. It's not just right now. This year we have 225 to spend. Right on football. Some's going to go to basketball. Some's going to go to other places. Whatever the number is, though, do you really think that if Kansas offered Jeremiah Smith $3 million more to go to Kansas next year, do you think he goes?
You got it.
$30 million.
Yeah, maybe 30. There is a
30
number.
would. But I'm saying, is it $3 million? Would he go?
There is a number, but that number would have to be pretty high because it's what do you expense? What are you offsetting of what your future earnings could be, and also like the development and everything else?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think if you're Kansas, though, you're just trying to, like, this can help you stay where you have been the last few years, and not go back to Charlie Weiss and some of those other guys when they were literally winning like one. Chucky.
Right.
When they were literally winning like 2 games a year. Because if they were to go back to that, and this. New Heisel reckoning comes, they're toast, man.
And that's my whole point,
now,
though.
like, they won 9 games a couple years ago, which seemed impossible.
And that's my point.
They may have not won 9 games in the entire 2010s.
They're going to get all this money and still tread water like Schlegel. It won't get any better for them.
True, but at least like treading water where they have been the last few years could allow them to make that reckoning and be over the Mendoza line rather than.
All you need to know, and Neuheisel pointed this out as his example. If they were doing all of this conference expansion in 2007, 2008, when Jim Harbaugh was at Stanford, Stanford's in the Big Ten. Instead, they're scrapping around in the ACC. No one cared about them. Like your dude, the AD at Notre Dame,
Swarbrick.
Jack Swarbrick, basically had to go and like tell the ACC,
send them a lifeline.
You need to save them because they're freaking Stanford and we play them. We can't have them just floating around out here. But if that was when Toby Gerhardt and Christian McCaffrey and you had Jim Harbaugh, like
even most of the David Shaw
that's what I'm saying. A lot of David Shaw. They would have been Big Ten. Sign me up. You get Stanford, their endowment, their academics, all their other sports, and they're good at football.
Talk.
You can say all that, but those things do matter.
I know they matter. They shouldn't, though.
You know what really mattered is that they're winning 10 games a year in football, and they've got people in New York for the Heisman Trophy finalists. All those other things that I said are still true, and then no one wanted them anymore. It's just because their football wasn't good.
Morning Juice chat Hall of Famer Patrick, Irish fan, brings up $1 Million Man said everybody has a price. If they would bring in Ted DiBiase to be like the general manager of the program with Virgil, okay? I don't know when Ted DiBiase went to college. If he did. But I'm saying
Kansas, probably.
If he went to Kansas, though, you bring in Ted DiBiase with the $1 Million Man and do all those commercials with, like, Mean Gene's dead, right? Okerlund's dead? Is he dead?
I'm sure.
Okay. Whoever. Somebody. Anyway.
If they're over 55, it's
Gordon Sully. Fine. Gordon Sully.
More favorable than not. They're having tea with the Queen.
Have Ted DiBiase do it, then I buy in. My whole point, though, is that Kansas gets all this money to be just Kansas football. I don't think it makes a dent in how successful
there's a lot
they are.
of Big 12 schools, though, that you could probably say that about,
there
right?
Are.
Probably
and
is.
So if you're Kansas, you're just trying to
I just lean to basketball,
be in the top half of that thing. Yeah. And then if you can be the top half plus the basketball.
Right.
Yes, the basketball is the kicker.
Yeah.
If you could just
North Carolina isn't trying to, well, I mean, they not saying they don't want to, but like they're not going to win the national championship under Bill Belichick. But if you can win 8-9 games a year, plus be good at basketball, like they
the basketball thing's been tricky for him though since
that's true. Since Roy Williams left, they did play in the title game.
Hubert Davis did
2 years ago.
They had
but like his
since
tenure
then.
hasn't been. Even that year, I think they were like an 8 or 9 seed. Now, granted, who cares if you win 5 games in March?
Doesn't matter what your seed is. Yes, if you get there,
their expectation is 30 wins in the regular season. But if 25-30 wins and then go deep into March.
Right now, though, we still think Duke is the pinnacle. Duke is a pinnacle. UConn probably still. Florida. I put
UConn's
Kansas next.
Probably number 1. Yeah.
Okay, I put Kansas
even
after
look
that.
at Duke. Duke this year should be better in football. Like
Yeah,
everybody's leaning into
9, if not 10 games last year with.
They did. They got the
Penn
Elko?
State defensive
no,
coordinator.
They got
Elko
went to A&M.
Manny
Diaz. Yes.
All right, coming up next. Have we already eliminated 130 teams from the college football playoff? We'll talk about that. Morning Juice.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. I care deeply about creating a world we can all fully participate in, free from stigma, misperceptions, and barriers. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Rooted in communities nationwide, Easter Seals helps empower millions of people, regardless of age or disability, through its life-changing services and powerful advocacy. Today and every day, Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thitoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Love that discussion in the last segment. Thank you again to Patrick for the comment about Ted DiBiase. I appreciate that. Join us in the chat there. Love all you guys for doing that. Appreciate that. Now, Bob, you already gave the answer that we've eliminated 130 teams. I know. I want the truth.
I think you're entitled.
I think you're entitled to it, Bob. So, you people. I was reading Stuart Mandel's mailbag on The Athletic. And by the way, subscribe to The Athletic. It's your morning sports page. Anyway, he says in the 11-year history of the CFP, no team from outside the preseason top 6 has won the championship.
Ooh.
All right. Now, that means our preseason top 6. Let's have fun with this. We're going to do this right now with the AP poll. Okay?
Let me tell you another stat with the AP poll.
Let's hear it.
In the last 31 years, 29 times someone has come from outside of the top 25 to be ranked at the top 10 at the end of the season.
Okay.
So while nobody's ever won a national championship, this is the first year that getting you into the top 10 will give you the ability to play for it.
All right.
Second year, right?
Or second, this will be the second, yes.
Okay. We'll do it real simple right here with the AP rankings. I give both of you Texas or the Field. What are you taking?
Field.
Okay. Texas and Penn
They're
State.
underdogs to Ohio State.
I know they are. Texas and Penn State or the Field.
So here's the question that I always ask. It's not who is it. It's how many teams would I need to give you.
That's what I'm going through.
for you to say 100%, I'll bet my entire life's worth, everything.
I bet you're worth,
that
but
I
not
have.
mine. Yes.
Well,
it's kind of want to lose anything. I can't afford to lose it. I can afford to lose your worth. Not really. Wait, that's fair. Wait, that's a discussion off the air. That's for next Monday's meeting.
But the question always becomes is how many teams would you need to have in your bag? I don't care who the teams are.
Okay.
To feel 100% confident you have the national champion in that.
Okay, Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, or Field?
No.
Field. You take Field still?
State, yeah.
Okay, add Clemson into it. Field?
Yes.
Okay, Georgia.
Still
Texas,
Field.
Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia.
Now is
just say one more, Tito, then I'll take the top group.
I know you will. Notre Dame. Add Notre Dame. You want those 6 in the field.
Here's the problem is 12 teams get in a 4-team playoff.
Yes.
You stop at Notre Dame, I'd feel, I don't know if I'd be 100% confident, but I'd probably be 85 to 90.
Okay.
That you're getting the champion from that group.
You would take that
it's just
6
a tight.
I might need 1 or 2 more.
Okay,
because
the next one's-
at that point, I still only have 2 SEC teams and 2 Big Ten teams.
Right.
And, like, Georgia and Ohio State have, like, kind of, I'll say reset. I know they're going to both be very good this year, but they have enough. They lost enough to the NFL draft last year that, keep going.
Okay, next one's Oregon. Throw Oregon into it. I don't think that changes us.
Yeah.
Whatever your answer was before.
I think Oregon potentially could. I don't think they're quite as strong, but like I said, you watched Ohio State last year. Now with this 12 team, like under a 4 team,
yes.
If I had 3 of the 4 teams, I'd feel pretty good.
Yeah.
You throw like Oregon in, and I didn't have them.
Right.
I think in a one-off, either they're not going to be able to beat both Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame, all those schools. But in the 12, I don't know, because one of those teams might get knocked off by someone else. Who knows?
And then we got Alabama.
That's
where it'd be.
I think for me, yeah.
I give you Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon, Alabama, or the field.
I think that's it. Was that 7
That's
teams?
That's 8 teams.
8.
That's 8.
I think 7, right?
No, that's Alabama's 8.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Alabama be 8.
See, I don't need LSU and Miami.
LSU's the next one, then Miami, then Arizona State, and then it starts to.
So the other thing is, I don't know how many years it's been. There's another stat that it may be the same one, 29 of the 31. There's been a team enter the top 10 from outside, and there's been a team in the top 10 that's exited.
Yep.
Miami and Alabama were 2 of my teams that I thought could be out.
Right.
Because Mario Cristobal, I do not have a lot of confidence in him.
Carson Beck, I'm not sure on him
and
either.
Also, that's also part of it. Ty Simpson, I don't know what he is at Alabama.
Right. Oh, exactly.
And, I knew before when you had Milroe back there.
Yeah.
That if things go bad, it may be a 3rd and 9, and you may be on your own 47-yard line.
He may take 153 yards to the house.
Ty Simpson ain't doing that.
No.
And I know they got Grubb back, and so that helps a lot as their offensive coordinator. I think that's a big deal. But, I mean, Bama, I would say, is on the fringe of that. I think it's 6, maybe 7.
I would take Bama because then you're getting at least one more SEC team in there.
Right.
Now
And
you
that's
got 3
kinda,
SEC, right?
Yeah. I don't need really anybody else in the ACC outside of Clemson.
No, I'm not buying SMU or Miami.
You got the
You're
3
right.
Big Ten teams.
If you give me Clemson.
And I don't need anybody in the Big 12. No offense,
if you give me 3 Big Ten, 3 SEC,
Clemson,
Notre Dame, and Clemson, I feel good about that.
That's what I think about too. So I saw. It wouldn't surprise me if this year a team outside the top 6 wins it. But I was trying to go through that. I did the same you guys did. I looked at it. I was like, going team by team. When will I feel okay taking the field or taking the
Bama,
group?
if I was really pressed, Bama and Oregon are like fringe teams for me.
Yeah.
On being able to win it. I would have to kind of see a little more to make sure that I have that.
At that point, I would want those 2, though, because then you're kind of getting to a point where it's like, I feel good betting on Dan Lanning and Kalen DeBoer. I know year 1 last year in Tuscaloosa wasn't great for him, but they weren't a disaster. All they had to do, all you had to do was be a average Vanderbilt team or a terrible Oklahoma team for their standards, at least, and they would have been in. So,
but out of those 8 teams we just mentioned, that the 3 of us collectively said we would take them over the field. Out of those 8, 6 have got unproven starting quarterbacks.
Yeah. But the rest of the rosters are so
I know
good.
they are. But that's
that if the quarterback clicks, it's like, well, that team could look out.
But 10 years ago, we don't do that way.
But also, the rosters aren't as asymmetrical as they are now. Like those teams, I think you look at those 8 versus the rest of the rosters in college football.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Texas Tech spent a lot. I have to see some more from some of these other schools. Plus, I also parlay that with the fact that you've got Dabo Swinney, you've got Kirby Smart, you've got Ryan Day.
Sure.
You've got Marcus Freeman. Who else was on that list?
Lanning, DeBoer.
You got your boy Ryan Franklin.
Franklin.
Or James Franklin. I said Ryan Franklin. James Franklin. The fact I don't even know his name.
Not
Sark.
Yeah, not tremendous there.
Right.
And Sark, who I think he's doing a good.
That might be 7 of the best 8 coaches in the sport darn near right now.
Yes.
Franklin's kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's the thing. You know Franklin will get them to the tournament.
Yes. He's.
Yes.
You're not going to look up and Penn State just sputtered out to 7-5.
Yeah.
Which Alabama, I think, could potentially win it. I think the potential for them to win it all and be 7-5 is about the same.
Yeah.
I think there's a much higher chance that they're like 10-2, and like get in. But there's a part of me that thinks they could be 8-4 and not and be rough. But I think that's it. And I think every year in a 12 team you may need a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than you did in a 4. Because in a 4 team, like, dude, give me Notre Dame, 2 really good schools in the SEC, 2 really good schools in the Big Ten, maybe Clemson, like 6, dude. You're there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Every year.
It's interesting too, Bob. That's the other thing that stood out to me when I was doing this exercise by myself at home, which is sad. But nonetheless, when I was doing this exercise and I was talking to myself, it is so much about the coaches and not the quarterbacks. Whereas if you had a stud quarterback before and like a mediocre coach, sometimes you might look at it differently. But like now, you've got to have a rock solid head coach with culture, a winning culture. That they've built up. And you're right. All
these guys are getting paid now. We just watched Dan Lanning kick a 5-star dude off the team. Like, not for getting a DUI, not for any off-the-field stuff. Just, hey, he needs to learn how to be a man, basically.
Be on time and not be a jerk.
Be on time and be a good teammate, which means don't be a jerk and show up to where you're supposed to be.
So would you then also, both of you guys, would you classify this year's title race as wide open?
Yeah,
I would. Yeah,
I would say among those teams that we mentioned, it's pretty open.
Yeah, and when you say wide open, if you can have out of a 12-team field, like half the teams win it.
Yeah,
that's wide open.
Yeah.
It's never going to be something that it's like, let me.
It'll never be the NFL where a wild card team.
You won't see a Giants wild card team make it all the way to the Super Bowl.
You look
win
at
it.
teams ranked, just 16 through 20 here. SMU, Kansas State, Oklahoma, A&M, and Indiana. Like, those teams aren't winning the national championship.
There's no way.
Like, well as Arizona State played against Texas last year and possibly / probably could have won that game if the calls changed down the – if targeting was targeting.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
C. Harrison Jr.
I think
Marvin.
Ohio State would have beat them by 20 points.
Yeah.
I think so,
They still
too.
had to win 2 more games against Ohio State and then a Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia winner.
Yeah,
right?
you're not. That's what I'm saying. It's harder now. I said my 0-2 team at Ohio State does not win a national championship.
It doesn't, but you thought your 0-3 team was good enough to do it.
But our 0-3 and probably 0-5, you put us in there. I mean, we lost to Texas at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of chances to win it. I would have loved to have played USC.
Oh,
but like that team, I think by the end of the season was playing pretty darn good football. And you put that team in there, then all of a sudden they can win it. But I don't think that there's teams like that anymore where you look at a team that's finishing 8th or 9th with how college football is structured now that would be able to go on a run and be able to get that done.
And I think you mentioned those teams, Bodie: SMU, Kansas State, Oklahoma, A&M, Indiana. If a donor drops $300 million on one of those schools, it does not change my opinion of them. I still think they're not in that elite group of college football programs.
Well, I mean, Oklahoma.
A&M's already got a bunch of money.
Yeah, A&M. Yeah, the money is not their issue. Oklahoma, they've shown this decade that they can get that done. They've just obviously in Brent Venables, they've not been great the last few years. Their tenure has gone very
yesterday
well
on XM, Bodie, and it's funny you bring that up because the team I thought that could come out of the unranked to be in the top 10 was USC. Just they've got a talented roster.
Yeah.
And Lincoln Riley's good at calling plays. I just don't think he's good as a head coach, like a CEO head coach. I wonder if he ever lays awake at night, and like Oklahoma fans ever lay awake, and I know they hate him, but maybe I just shouldn't have left. Maybe I was still there. I had a good AD. Everybody liked me. I mean, he had 3 quarterbacks in a row that have all won playoff games in the NFL.
Yeah.
One of them just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One of them was won at 2 different teams. Like Kyler Murray took the Cardinals to the playoffs, for heaven's sake, as a wild card. Like
number 1 pick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've had, but even not being number 1, have been good enough in the NFL to get your teams to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty darn impressive. And he's looking there now. He left because he was scared of the ACC.
And he had Caleb Williams, too.
Yes.
Who,
And he was scared
with
of the ACC, of going to the SEC and thinking like he went to USC, and then all of a sudden now they're in the Big Ten, which he's like, wow, now we've got to try. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, this is tough.
Would you rather be USC in the Big Ten or Oklahoma in the SEC? Maybe Oklahoma.
Maybe I don't want to play Notre Dame anymore because I can't handle that.
Because the one road trip every other year might.
The regret thing then. Like, I think Bielema probably had that, right? And now he's back at Illinois.
The thing is with Wisconsin, how they're set up, and this is why all this stuff matters, and like understanding these things. The way Wisconsin, it's a mess. It's like everything. If you want something done at Ohio State, and it's pretty big, like you get Ross, if Ryan wants it, Ross is on board, President Carter's on board, and then you go to the Board of Trustees, which like, hey, it's Ohio State football. We need to do something that our head coach thinks is going to help us win. All right, let's figure this out of how to get this done, especially a guy who's won a national championship. At Wisconsin, everything they do has to like go to like the state legislature and stuff. All that crap has to be approved by, like people who have they might not even know about football or understand like what matters.
It has to go through that?
Yeah, that's why. And they had like caps on what you could spend on coaches and all those things. That was put into place by the state legislature. So it's a tough deal.
Well, I think at Wisconsin, like they're probably not a program that's going to win the national championship. Not saying Arkansas was
either. But they should
either.
be a top 15.
Agreed. But I see where Bielema maybe was like, you know what, I've kind of hit my ceiling here.
Yeah.
Try something different. Oklahoma, I know the last few years they haven't gone well, but like Bob Stoops had them. They won a title. They played in another when they played at Florida in 08, I think it was. Like
Lincoln
they were winning 10, 11.
They played in
they went to the playoff like every year under Lincoln Riley. And he bailed on them to go to USC, which is another blue blood program. But Oklahoma versus Wisconsin is
that Wisconsin.
They live in a different
thing you just threw out there, Bob. That note about that on the different the power structure is very interesting to me. I'm not sure if everybody knows that. That's the first I've heard that from you about that. But I was trying to think of coaches that had the biggest regrets. Now, I'm not going to throw Saban going LSU to Miami. I'm not going to throw out Spurrier. I'm not, because those guys went to the NFL. But as far as staying in college and doing those jobs they had, there's not many more. I think Riley's probably one of the bigger ones as far as regrets go. I do remember also the worst one though. Howard Schnellenberger was the coach of Miami when they won the national title back with Bernie as a freshman, who it was at the time. Anyway, and then he left Miami to take a job in the USFL.
Whoops.
Well, here's the thing. He leaves Miami. I'm signing a contract with this Jacksonville, I think it was Orlando franchise in the USFL, and then the team never was formed. Before he could even coach a game for them,
undefeated,
they said, we don't have a team here anymore. We're not going to have a team this year. So he leaves Miami to go to that, and he's replaced by Jimmy Johnson.
Did he ever come back and coach anywhere else?
He coached at Louisville.
That's right. They were pretty good.
They were decent, yes, but it's not Miami. He coached. They had one quarterback.
He made Miami what
he
they
did.
are.
Yes,
like Louisville was good before him.
Yeah, but he made Miami. You're right. Then leaves Miami to go to Jacksonville or Orlando, whatever it was. One of the two teams there before.
That's crazy. That's right. Schellenberg did coach. Yeah, he was the Louisville. Yeah,
they had a quarterback that was like a top 10 pick also in the NFL, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but Chatters will tell us, or we'll look it up anyway. But yeah, it's interesting to me that I wonder how it's all going to play out there. But all right, coming up next, we'll tell you who's got us juice. Morning juice.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without having to take your time? You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out. But nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Walkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances. a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. Final segment. Thank you to all the chatters. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, Bobby, Browning Nagel is the quarterback I was thinking of. He was a second-round pick in the NFL draft, but he was the quarterback there when Schnellenberger. He was like their big-time quarterback.
So we were talking about regrets, and so let's go to what's got you juiced right away.
All right, we'll do
Here
that.
we go.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
It's Thursday, Bodes. What Slay's got to say?
Fluff me up in my intellect. That's just what we need. Bunch of fluffers. You like how I said that just kind of really nonchalant? I didn't want to get too juiced on that. I really wanted it to sink in.
I like how he points out that he said it nonchalant.
Yes.
It's like circle back on it. What has me juiced today, guys? Just going to be real simple here. I missed you guys very much yesterday morning, but going to be honest, that Wednesday or Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning, full night's sleep, fell asleep at like 10:30, woke up at 8:30. I did wake up at like 6:15, rolled over, looked at the clock, and I was like, now I'm going to go back to bed for a couple hours.
Today.
Yeah, not today. Tomorrow, I'll be back. But that felt pretty good. Had a nice day. Just kind of was busy yesterday, watching the cat, of course.
Did you wake up with a cat lick in your face?
Actually, I stayed at my own apartment. I was like, I just need a full night's sleep in my own bed. So did that. Got a bunch of stuff done, though, yesterday. Just small things, grocery shopping and running some errands and whatnot that I needed to take care of because I've been going back and forth so much. But, yeah, it's a good Wednesday. Glad to be back, though. That had me juiced. Carp, what's got you juiced this morning, sir?
Okay, so we've got an unbelievable clip, and it's amazing. You brought up the Magic and Bird Converse stuff from the 80s, and that's how they got together, and that's how, they kind of started liking each other even when they wanted to hate each other, because it's tough not to respect somebody in this world. There's people that I play with that I don't like, but if they're grinders, and it's really hard not to. You have to respect them. And then eventually that respect usually turns into liking them a little bit. So I saw this clip in there, and I still haven't seen the full movie.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna watch it. But this is, what's the movie even called?
Air. Just Air.
Just called Air. And Mark Wahlberg does it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Damon does an unbelievable job of pitching this to Michael Jordan.
Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy you immortality. That you have to earn. I'm going to look you in the eyes, and I'm going to tell you the future. You were cut from your high school basketball team. You willed your way to the NBA. You're going to win championships. It's an American story, and that's why Americans are going to love it. People are going to build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're going to change the world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're going to tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing. All day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again, and again, and again. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? Who are you, Michael? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it. Then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone at this table will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're going to be remembered forever. Because some things are eternal. You're Michael Jordan. And your story is going to make us want to fly.
I mean, first of all, great job by Matt delivering it. I'm not sure how. I'm guessing there's probably some level of historical accuracy to that, where he probably delivered a speech that may be similar to that and changed the course of really apparel history. And, you know, with everything that happened. And I saw that last night, and I was like, man, and then you told that story. I was like, this is going to fit really well, because Jordan was the first guy not to go to Converse.
And I think he was, if I remember the movie correctly, he was going to even go with Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas was going to go, yeah.
And the pitch on him, the new shoes, and selling them on the story, selling them on the dream, absolutely tremendous. Else has got me juiced today. First day of school yesterday for the kids. First day of school for my son RJ today. So excited for him. He'll be a sophomore, so it's his first day. That's awesome. Pumped up. They were tired last night. Did a pretty good job though, and excited for that. He's got a scrimmage tonight, and then they've got their game starting next weekend.
Wow.
So. Yeah, we're about to that time, man, where Ohio State, they're getting ready to finish up, got some meetings, got a fun way to finish the week, and then hopefully a fun weekend. I told you I'd tell this story. We were talking about Bobby Petrino, and you talked about how you compared him to Lou Holtz not making this season with the Jets.
Yep.
Keith Brookings told me this story, and Arthur Blank told him to go ahead and throw it all out there. But before Bobby Petrino left Atlanta, there was a lot of rumblings him going back to college. And Arthur Blank, I think a fairly reputable man and business guy, like, hey, handshake deals, said, hey, if you want to go back, you want to leave here, this isn't for you, that's fine. We'll figure it out, you know, not going to, whatever, you stop paying you, you go take that job, and it'll be done. We'll finish out the year with someone else, and that'll be it. Arthur Blank, they said, met with him. Bobby Petrino looks him in the eye. Hey, I'm here. I'm going to be your coach for the future. Arthur Blank says, yeah, takes the man at his word. I don't know if it was the next day, next week. It was within a week.
Shortly thereafter.
Shortly thereafter. Keith Brookings goes, we walked into the locker room, and there a piece of paper in everybody's locker. He had his PA put him in, his assistant put him in there that night, or that morning, and saying he was no longer going to be coaching the Falcons. Appreciate your effort. I don't even say appreciate. You're like, yeah, I'm no longer your head coach. Appreciate the effort, whatever. It was like a couple lines. Bobby Petrino's brother was on that staff. Okay. So he walked in with him, or with everybody else.
Right.
So one of the other coaches, it's like, what the hell is this crap? You know, starts going nuts. Yeah. Grabs Petrino's brother and is about to beat the hell out of him. Like, why didn't you tell us about this?
Right.
What's going on? This is the biggest crap. He just told us in the meeting yesterday. He told Mr. Blank. We all talked together how we're going forward, and this guy just bailed on us like this, however many games left. How could you lie to everybody? How could he lie? And his brother looked at him and goes, do you think I would be here if I would have known that he wasn't going to be here?
Right.
He's like, you think that I would have showed up in the Lions Den? I would have been on the plane with him. I would have got the heck out of here. I wouldn't have shown up here and looked you guys in the eye. I didn't know either. And Sir Arthur Blank had a team meeting, and he's typically, keep everything in-house, show restraint. And he said, listen, this is what happened. Explain the story that I just told you. You guys say whatever the hell you want about him in the media. I give you permission. You will not reflect poorly on the Falcons organization.
No fines.
You be honest.
That's outstanding.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And Keith's like, I'd never seen anything like he was. I went from playing for Dan Reeves early in my career to that stuff happening at the end.
When Jordan's first shoe came out, it was red and black.
Yeah.
You remember the story in the movie also, the NBA was going to fine him, $5,000 every time he didn't wear an authorized shoe. And so Jordan goes on the David Letterman show, back late hour David Letterman on NBC at the time, and he brings the shoe out, but for whatever reason, he's not allowed to show it. Like he's covering it up a little bit. And Letterman's like, well, why can't you wear that in the NBA? And Jordan says, because there's no white in it. That's the NBA rule. And Letterman's line back to him was, well, there's no white in the NBA anyway, so what's it matter? I thought that was great. But, that was a seismic moment when the Jordan shoe came out.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was incredible. What's got me juiced today? Yes, first day of school back there for the kids. And daughter and son both had a great day, Artie and Charlotte. Artie's loving middle school after one day.
Charlotte,
I'm sorry, yeah. Artie loving third grade. And they were a little bit wiped out last night, went to bed at a decent hour, which is good. We'll see how it goes going forward. And I'm getting pumped for flag football for our kids there, Carp. They were exchanging some messages here about the practice schedule, perhaps. That should be fun. Football season is upon us, and I cannot believe we are this close now. And I feel like we're at the top of the roller coaster, like the very top now, and it's about to start going down and have the fun and all that stuff. I cannot wait for any of that. But thank you to all the juicers for chiming in today. We appreciate that on the chat. Always love that. And spread the word for us. And Albert Breer for joining us. That was great as well. He's always the best one. And I love him, Bobby. Okay, there, I'll just say it out loud.
Shark, you took his place. Shark always loved him.
Yes.
That was his favorite guest.
He is my favorite guest as well. No offense, Austin Ward. And thank you to you, Bobby. Thank you, Bodie. Glad you're back, bud. And we'll join you tomorrow on a Friday, AJ Hawk Day on Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Every successful franchise in sports has a long-term vision. And behind that long-term vision are the people executing the plan. In the words of the great Woody Hayes, you win with people. It's the same in business and in life. Surround yourself with good people and build strong relationships with those people, and the path to success becomes very clear. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they win with people.
A team's success can be directly tied to the quality of its players, coaches, and leadership. In sports and in business, talent alone doesn't win. It's why we focus on building strong relationships with our clients and why we strive to always offer the best advice, the best products, and the best customer service for our clients.
Thanks, Travis. We want them to focus on their business and their people and let us handle their banking needs.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or Lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.